So is this a more fun challenge going into season 2 of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D? Obviously, season 1 was a challenge, a lot of work getting it off the ground, introducing it, setting everything up, but continuing the story, continuing the momentum, is that more fun? I mean, obviously it's a lot of work too, but do you like that better?
It's all, thrilled there's the challenge of season 2. Love that there's a season 2. Thrilled people showed up and liked season 1. Everything got blown apart, which provides lots of opportunities. So, what happened with Fitz and Simmons? Who's that guy who was in this guy's picture? Why is Coulson doing this? Who else is Hydra? What happened to Ward? Lots of great opportunities for us, and we don't have to work as hard for you to care about them because mostly people not care about them. Yep. That was the hardest part. And so now we can sort of rely a little bit on that goodwill and just focus on telling really good stories.
And our challenge too now is also to build our audience, to get more people involved. And some of that is going to happen by people watching the show during the summer. And there's a lot of shows in their second season that get a little bit of a boost because people
are they running us this summer?
I believe they are. And then secondarily, we are moving to a 9 o'clock time slot, and that time slot gives us an opportunity to have
graphic violence and graphic sex.
I was thinking more like a lead-in as opposed to coming off of Wheel of Fortune, which I'm sure folks are happy about. But by the same token, we're now really part of a night as opposed to kicking off a night, and that's the fun of working on network.
With no. Thank you. It's a half hour.
There are 2 half-hour sitcoms. One is Manhattan Love Story, and then the one behind that is Selfie.
So,
which is about an alien named Selfie.
So Lucy Lawless got teased.
Lucy Lawless, come on! How great is that? How excited are we?
That's awesome. So
no, we got to meet her the other day, which was pretty cool.
Is her character going to have some kind of connection to maybe a bigger Marvel universe? Like maybe she's from another planet, or
you keep watching. That'll be a really good thing for you to tell us about.
No, but it's intergalactic,
She's got fun stuff too. Hey, guess what? Stop. Okay, they're trying to get me drunk. I'm trying to keep this out of the thing.
Exactly. I'm sorry. I was having an ad.
I am. I'm a waterholic.
Every single one of my interviews is just a picture of a bottle.
What else?
When putting this season together, did you take into account the gap for Agent Carter? Is it almost like a 2-part season, or is it going to be kind of one complete thing?
I'm going to go out on a limb and say yes.
Okay. Well, let's put it this way. It's not that it's a 2-part
graphic
series.
Violence.
What we did was actually take into consideration that Carter was happening in the middle of it, and so and one of the things the reason for doing that, and we'll play that strictly card up, was one of the biggest things that people have told us is they like their S.H.I.E.L.D. every week. They like it new. They don't want to see a repeat. They want it. But the reality is we have to have a greater number of weeks than there are shows.
It takes a long
because it's math.
That takes a while.
And so, for us to be able to take a break in the middle, have a show which still is in the same universe, and in this particular case is about the origins of S.H.I.E.L.D. and has Haley Atwell, which is fantastic, and an extraordinarily talented group of writers and directors that are involved in that show, and then come back and see, oh yeah, look at that, we get more peanut butter and jelly sandwiches. That's awesome.
And we're having Orson Welles direct an episode of S.H.I.E.L.D. Rosebud.
Oh, see, spoiler alert, come on. Gosh.
It's a dog, though, it's different. What else?
You don't really have the tentpoles of the films in the middle of the season. I mean, because Avengers doesn't even come out until you're almost done.
Almost done.
Is that freeing to you, or is it make it a little more?
Well, there's no movie's going to do to us what Cap 2 did.
Maybe.
That I know of. And if it does, cool. So it's fun to tie in. It's really fun for the whole Marvel universe. I think people really enjoy that. So we like to try and play to that.
And look, make no mistake about it. It wasn't a surprise. It wasn't as though halfway through the season they called up and said, "Oh, by the way, S.H.I.E.L.D's going away and Hydra's going to blow you up." We knew the day we stepped off the curb that this is where we were headed towards. And what was fantastic about that was that we could, in the pilot, give little breadcrumbs along the way. And when you go back and you take a look at our show, available on DVD on September 9th and Blu-ray, you'll be able to see exactly what we did to that man, and he's pointing to Grant Ward. So it's that kind of stuff.
Hate it now.
So that's the fun. I mean, it really is great that people care about them and care about the characters, and you know, I'm not sure that the show gets enough credit for that. That really, when the show came on the air, you know, there was a lot of, is the Hulk going to be on the show? Is Iron Man going to be on the show? You know what people want now is, what's happening with Ward? We want to know who Sky's father is. Why is Coulson writing on the wall? That's a major shift in terms of what our audience wants, and we can deliver on that in spades. Not so much the Iron Man
I'm
part.
getting the sense that maybe we should talk and find a way to make our shows kind of... Michelle's against it. Michelle hates it.